Welcome to Outdoor Oasis Ideas. Today we're diving deep into the art of designing a rustic yet refined landscape, featuring lush green borders, vibrant floral edges. Let's start with the idea of using natural green borders. These can be achieved with hedges, shrubs, or even trees planted in a way that frames your space. Opt for evergreens like boxwoods or yews for year-round structure, or mix in deciduous trees that add seasonal interest with blooms, fruits, or fall foliage. To enhance the natural vibe, consider incorporating layers into your green borders. Start with taller plants in the back, medium-height shrubs in the middle, and ground covers or low-growing plants in the front. This tiered approach creates depth and makes the space feel more dynamic. For a rustic touch, use native plants that thrive in your local climate. Not only are they easier to maintain, but they also help attract local wildlife, such as birds, bees, and butterflies, adding life and movement to your outdoor oasis. Now let's talk about floral edges. Flowers bring color, texture, and fragrance to your outdoor space, making it feel joyful and vibrant. To achieve a natural rustic look, avoid overly formal flower beds and instead aim for a more relaxed cottage-style planting. Combine a mix of perennials and annuals in varying heights, colors, and bloom times to ensure year-round interest. Think of cheerful daisies, lavender, coneflowers, or wildflowers for a meadow-inspired aesthetic. For an extra touch of charm, consider planting flowers that spill over walkways or garden paths. Creeping thyme, alyssum, or low-growing sedums can soften hard edges and create a seamless blend between the walkway and the surrounding greenery. These small details contribute to the rustic, natural feel of the space. In rustic landscape design, the hardscaping elements should complement the natural beauty of the plants. Materials like stone, wood, and gravel work beautifully in this context. For example, a stone pathway winding through your garden can evoke a sense of timelessness, while a wooden arbor draped with climbing roses or wisteria can create a stunning focal point. Gravel paths are another great option, as they're cost-effective, easy to install, and blend seamlessly with a naturalistic planting scheme. Seating areas are another essential component of a well-designed outdoor space. To maintain a rustic aesthetic, choose furniture made from natural materials such as wood, wicker, or wrought iron. A weathered wooden bench tucked into a quiet corner surrounded by greenery can create a serene retreat. Lighting plays a crucial role in elevating the ambience of your outdoor space. In a rustic setting, subtle and soft lighting is key. Consider string lights draped across trees or pergolas, lanterns placed along pathways, or solar-powered stake lights nestled among plants. Rustic landscaping also emphasizes the importance of sustainability and using natural elements. Repurpose old materials to create unique features in your garden. For example, an old wooden ladder can become a vertical planter, or reclaimed bricks can be used for edging flower beds. Wooden barrels, vintage watering cans, or even old wheelbarrows can be transformed into charming garden planters. This not only adds character to your space but also reduces waste and gives new life to old items. A shaded woodland garden can be a peaceful retreat, especially in hot climates. Incorporate shade-loving plants like ferns, hostas, and hydrangeas, and add a bench or hammock for relaxation. A rustic stone bird bath or a simple log sculpture can serve as a focal point in this area. Let's not forget about seasonal updates. One of the joys of gardening is watching your space transform throughout the year. In spring, focus on planting bulbs like daffodils, tulips, and crocuses for a burst of color. Summer is the time for lush greenery and vibrant blooms, while fall offers warm tones with chrysanthemums, asters, and ornamental grasses. Winter doesn't have to be dull. Add interest with evergreens, holly bushes with red berries, or even bare branches that create stunning silhouettes against the winter sky. Pathways and walkways can also be designed creatively to reflect the rustic theme. Instead of straight paths, opt for meandering ones that lead to hidden corners or unexpected views. Use materials like flagstones, gravel, or bark mulch, and let plants spill over the edges for a soft, natural look. Another idea is to incorporate vertical gardening into your design. This is especially useful for small spaces, but can be a stunning feature in any garden. A rustic wooden trellis, a collection of hanging baskets, or a living wall made from recycled pallets can add vertical interest and maximize planting space. A winding gravel or mulch path can guide visitors through your garden, creating a sense of discovery. To enhance the natural look, allow plants to spill over the edges of pathways, or use stepping stones interspersed with moss, or creeping ground covers like thyme. You can also use archways or pergolas as transition points. A wooden arch draped with climbing roses, clematis, or ivy can signal the entrance to a new garden zone. For example, stepping through a rose-covered archway could lead you from a formal seating area to a lush wildflower meadow or vegetable garden. Rustic landscapes often feature handcrafted or weathered structures that add charm and character to the space. Let's explore some ideas for incorporating these elements into your garden. Arbors and trellises. Wooden arbors or trellises can be used to support climbing plants like jasmine, morning glory, or grapevines. These structures are both functional and decorative, providing vertical interest and shade. Pergolas. A pergola covered in flowering vines can create a shaded seating area or walkway. Use reclaimed wood for an authentic rustic look. Fences and gates. Instead of traditional fencing, consider rustic alternatives like split-rail fences, woven willow fencing, or driftwood barriers. Raised beds and planters. Use wooden crates, barrels, or even repurposed pallets to create raised garden beds. These can be used for growing vegetables, flowers, or herbs and add a layered, textured look to your garden. Enhancing the natural look with water features. Water features are an essential element in any garden, and they can be particularly striking in a rustic setting. The sound of trickling water adds a soothing ambience, while the reflective surface of a pond or fountain enhances the beauty of surrounding plants. A truly stunning garden evolves with the seasons, offering something new and exciting throughout the year. Here's how to plan your planting to ensure year-round interest. Spring. Focus on bulbs like tulips, daffodils, and hyacinths for vibrant early blooms. Pair them with flowering trees like dogwoods or cherry blossoms for a breathtaking display. Summer. In summer, let your garden burst into life with colorful perennials like echinacea, black-eyed Susans, and daylilies. Add annuals like zinnias or marigolds for extra pops of color. Fall. Highlight the warm tones of autumn with ornamental grasses, chrysanthemums, and asters. Trees like maples or oaks can provide stunning fall foliage, while pumpkins or gourds can be used as decorative accents. Winter. Evergreens are the stars of a winter garden, providing structure and color when everything else has gone dormant. Holly bushes with bright red berries or snow-dusted branches can add a festive touch. Creative lighting ideas for rustic landscapes. Lighting is a key element in creating ambience, especially in the evening. Rustic lighting focuses on warm, subtle illumination that enhances the natural beauty of your garden. Here are some ideas for rustic garden lighting. String lights. Hang string lights across trees, patios, or pergolas for a magical glow. Choose warm white or amber tones to create a cozy atmosphere. Lanterns. Place lanterns along pathways or seating areas for a classic, timeless look. Solar-powered lanterns are an eco-friendly option. Candles. Use candle lanterns or tea lights in glass jars for soft, flickering light. These are especially effective for outdoor dining areas. Here are some ways to integrate edibles into your rustic landscape. Herb spirals. Create a spiral-shaped raised bed using stones or bricks, and plant herbs like basil, thyme, and oregano. This design maximizes space and adds visual interest. Fruit trees. Small fruit trees like apple, pear, or cherry can be planted as focal points or used to create a mini orchard. Berry bushes. Blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries are easy to grow and can double as decorative shrubs. Vegetable gardens. Use raised wooden beds or repurposed crates to grow vegetables like tomatoes, peppers, and lettuce. Add trellises for climbing plants like beans or cucumbers. Let's explore how to design a space that engages each of the 5 senses. Sight. While the visual aspect of landscaping is often the primary focus, you can go beyond colors and textures to create a more dynamic visual experience. Incorporate plants with striking shapes, like the spiky leaves of agave or the feathery plumes of ornamental grasses. Use focal points such as a weathered statue, a rustic fountain, or a flowering tree to draw the eye and create visual interest. Sound. The gentle rustling of leaves, the chirping of birds, and the trickling of water can all contribute to a calming auditory experience. Plant trees and shrubs that attract songbirds, or add a wind chime made from natural materials like bamboo or shells. If space allows, a small water feature or stream can bring the soothing sound of running water to your garden. Smell. Fragrance is one of the most powerful ways to evoke emotion and create a memorable garden experience. Plant aromatic flowers like lavender, jasmine, or roses, and include herbs like mint or thyme along pathways so their scents are released when brushed against. For evening enjoyment, consider night blooming plants like moonflowers or evening primrose, which release their fragrance at dusk. Touch. Adding tactile elements to your garden invites physical interaction and enhances the sensory experience. Choose plants with interesting textures, such as the soft leaves of lamb's ear or the rough bark of a tree. Incorporate natural materials like smooth river stones, weathered wood, or soft moss into your design. Taste. An edible garden is a feast for both the eyes and the palate. Include fruit trees, berry bushes, or a small vegetable patch where you can harvest fresh produce. Herbs like basil, rosemary, and oregano not only add flavor to your meals, but also contribute to the garden's overall sensory appeal. Rustic gardens can be transformed with seasonal decor to celebrate holidays or special occasions. Here are some ideas for adding festive touches throughout the year. Spring. Decorate with pastel-colored pots, hanging flower baskets, and wreaths made from fresh greenery. Add a whimsical touch with painted birdhouses or garden gnomes. Summer. String up colorful bunting or flags for outdoor parties. Fall. Embrace the harvest season with pumpkins, gourds, and hay bales. Create a rustic scarecrow or add a cornstalk arrangement to your garden entrance. Winter. Decorate evergreen trees with lights and ornaments. Use natural materials like pine cones, holly, and branches to create wreaths and garlands. If you love exploring new ways to enhance your outdoor space, don't miss out. Subscribe to Outdoor Oasis Ideas for the latest tips, inspiration, and creative projects.